Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot with a spirit message. Now, this spirit message came about very differently for me. So I was doing a video response to Nina with her a spread by Emerald Lotus Divination called Communicating with Spirit Spread. And I'd done it on the preteens thinking that it'll help me in my personal development spiritually. However, then I decided that I would actually direct it to a spirit who has been around me for 4+ years. And the reason I know this is because I always smell cigarette smoke, and it's really strong now in here. And I decided to address them to see what it is that they actually wanted me to do, or, what they wanted me to tell me, basically. And I'll put the link below to the video that I've done for the video response. And what came about is that they actually wanted a message to come across, get a message across to their loved one. Now, the funny thing is, I only started doing spirit messages this year, on the 13th of January to be precise. So they must have known that I had this ability for a long time, and they just basically hung around hoping that I could get a message across to their loved one, which I find absolutely amazing, and I also find it very humbling as well. So one of the positions was direct message from this spirit, and I got this one here, was the Page of Wands. Okay. Oh, was it the direct message? Or no, sorry. Why is this spirit here right now? And it was this one. I think it was this one here. I can't remember now. I've only just done it, hey. But I'm terrible. Once I do a reading, I pretty much forget what's happened. I have got all the cards out still in front of me. And the thing is with this card, it's actually got the name Mary on it. Now, I know this is a Mary L, but it was really, to me, I think this is a name. And as I was actually doing the video, instead of saying Hans, I said Hans. So Hans and Mary could actually be a couple, because I was getting this this moon card in this particular reading. Can you see up the top? It looks like a couple that are kissing. So I do not know if this couple is Hans and Mary, if that's their actual names. I just found, it pretty odd for a direct message and a name comes up on the card. And I haven't actually looked in the Mary L book, because I don't use it anyway. So I haven't really seen, looked to see if that was actually her initials that she's put on here, her name or whatever like that. But this was a new thing for me, that the way this actual spirit message came about. So, I just decided to ask, just to see what it was that they wanted, and obviously they wanted this for a very long time. I'm just looking at all my other cards to make sure that I got it right. Because then the direct message, because then I was thinking that, actually, I'm wondering if I did number 5. What should I take from this conversation? I'll have to have a little check. But anyway, this is what I got. So here I am going to do a spirit message now, and I've already asked the question. So we'll just shuffle the cards and see what comes through. Of course, I'll be using the Oracle of Visions for this reading. It's my favourite deck to do it. Right. Now this is very interesting. So this is the card that came up. Every time I use this deck, I see a card that I never noticed before in the deck. I don't know if it magically changes or what, but I haven't seen this particular card before in this deck. And I must have looked through this deck hundreds of times, but there you go, I haven't seen it. Now, one of the other cards, and I'm just going to show you that I got, and this was for the 3, what is Spirit has to say to me, and I'm just going to put them next to each other because it's quite ironic. So you can see the circle, can't you? And I got the impression that they suffered from depression, that they were stuck, they couldn't do anything about it, and they were trying to get in contact with a loved one. I also got the distinct impression that they didn't believe in the afterlife while they were alive. So now that, because we have pulled a lady, so it could be Mary who is trying to get through to Hans, But I strongly feel it is a female energy. And I do feel they were a couple because we've got female hands on the top, we have got male hands on the bottom, and she is asleep within this circle of love, is what I'm actually feeling. And the clouds around it do look smoky when you have a look at it. They truly, truly do. So I get the distinct impression that she has been. She's been waiting for a long, long time to get this message across. Now that I've got looking at the other cards that are around here, I'm feeling that it is actually. I'm thinking that this man, her partner's name was Hans, or there is a Hans who knows who this message is for, or something. But Hans is a definite. Hans is not something that you just say out of the blue. So I do believe it's got a significance to this reading. So whether that was her partner or not. So she's been waiting a long time to bring this message across. And of course it's one of love, and that she's okay, and that she is resting peacefully, just like this picture shows. But now I feel like it was him who was not the believer in the afterlife. And because he's not the believer, he's closed himself off to contact from Mary. And I do think this is her name. So he's got, even it's not exactly Mary, if it's something like Marian or something like that, or, I get the German's way of saying Mary, which even though my mother's German, I've got no idea how it's pronounced, but that particular German pronunciation, because Hans, is a German name, so perhaps they were German, I don't know, but it's kind of interesting that they've been with me all these years, and I believe that my reading skills come from my German grandmother, because she was a card reader, and very good too. So I think the biggest message that her partner doesn't believe in it, so he shut himself off. But the biggest message that she wants to get across is that she is very, very much at peace, and see how the hands are around. She is sending him love, but he can't receive it because he's closed himself off. And she's very much wants him to know that they will be together again. They will be joined, just like this circle. Definitely will be gathered again. I feel that she may have died of cancer or something like that. That's why I always get the cigarette smoke. So she could have been a heavy smoker in her time. And I get the message that her message to him is, you were my ray of light. You were my sunshine. You were my ray of light. This is probably something that she said to him a lot. The world shines brighter because of you, because you are in it. I think she used to say things like that to him all the time. I'm feeling really hot as I say that too. So I feel like their love was very passionate. It burned very, very brightly, and she still feels that on the other side. And I don't feel that he's moved on or got another partner or anything like that. I really don't feel that, because and now that I'm looking at the gold ring, they very possibly could have been married as well. That old saying that until death do us part, but even though we pass away, we're not really separated from our loved ones at all. We just can't physically see them. So she has been trying to send you messages. Now, as soon as I said that, I got really attracted to the grey in the dress, and I'm thinking she's sending grey feathers, that you find grey feathers around in the most oddest spots. Now, this person's probably not listening to this message, and I really honestly think that will be a family member, because when one of the three questions here was about what they wanted to communicate to me, and I couldn't decide in the Communicating with Spirit video, between my Meriel or my Phylarchus tarot, and I pulled a card from each, and the Meriel was the Three of Swords, and the Phylarchus was actually this one here, was the Three of Cups. And I was very attracted to the tree and the branching out, and I felt like it was a family that I had to, a family tree that I was reaching out to. So I feel like they might be related to them, or even if they weren't, they are so strongly bonded that they feel like family. And now that I look at this card again, I feel like the center column of water is me trying to join these other two people together, even though one is in spirit. This is what I'm feeling. I feel like that orange may have been her favourite colour. Actually, when you look at that too, see that beautiful reds and oranges in it, and have a look at that. Now have a look at that card. Does this card look like the person who has passed away? For those of you who are watching this and who think that this message might be for them, have a close look at this card. Now, as I said that, I've got a mouthful of smoke tasting in my mouth, so I feel like that this person looked very much like the person on this, depicted on this card. And I do feel like that orange, and I'm really attracted to the orange, so I think the orange was a favourite colour of hers, and she liked that type of, and she possibly liked, there's a lot of roses on here too, she probably liked orange roses as well, which is not a very common thing to like, orange roses, orange flowers. You know, most people go for the red roses. I myself love purple roses, and I've got a purple rose bush at the front of my house, in the front yard there. So I feel like that she's been leaving grey feathers around, you know. And I also feel like the colour orange, I almost feel like that he sees things in orange that remind him of her all the time as well. Again, this is her trying to let him know that she is okay. I feel like that she's trying to send him healing from the other side as well. And this message was a long time coming, because I mean, I'm talking good 6 years that I've smelt this cigarette smoke, if not more. And I often thought it might have been one of my grandparents, because my dad's mother died of lung cancer. She was a very, very heavy smoker, as was his father. He was a heavy smoker. You know, so I really thought it could have been one of my grandparents, but it's not. It was somebody who knew that this ability was somehow going to come to me, and stuck with me and stuck with me until I could have the I suppose the just, I was going to say nerve, it's not really nerve, but just the willingness to try it, you know, to try. I mean, I don't know what made me pick up a deck of cards and ask if a spirit would like to come forward with a message for their loved one. I've got no idea. It's just that I know I like to ask different questions on my cards, and it just sort of snowballed from there. So this spirit must have known that this was going to happen. Let's see what else I can get. I also feel, because when I'm looking at the sun in the background, can you see how it like a pair of eyes either side? I also feel that this person feels like that he's being watched, that he literally feels like he's being watched. So if he's walking down the street or just going about he gets this feeling, and he turns around and he looks, and he can't see anything, you know. And he might even see a flash of orange or something like that, and it takes him aback. But I really, truly think she's trying so hard to let you know that she is okay, and that she loves you, and that she's sending you healing. You are still the sunshine of her life. You are her whole world, literally. That's all she thinks about while she's on the other side. You will be reunited again together. For sure, 100%, no matter what your beliefs are. You know, whoever watches this video, who this message is for, you might be scoffing. But I guarantee you something is going to happen after you watch this video that is going to shake you down to the core. Something, because you are... you want to believe it, but you can't believe it. Do you know what I'm saying? So as soon as you watch this video, it might be that same day, a few days later, a week, a month, whatever, but it's going to play on your mind. And because it's playing on your mind, whether you realise it or not, you've actually opened yourself up to receiving communication from her, and you are going to get a very strong validation from her. Very, very strong. Whether it's a... let's turn the video, my phone down. Whether it's a song that comes on the radio, whether an orange rose mysteriously appears on your doorstep, more feathers where you know there shouldn't be feathers, like on your pillow. It's going to be something that you're going to know with 100% certainty that it is from her, and it's really literally going to knock your socks off. You're really, really going to just realise how true it is. You know, my husband, he doesn't believe in the afterlife at all. And I often tell him that, you know, if I die before him, when his time comes, that when I see him, I'm going to trip him over or slap him on the face and say, I told you so. So, you know, and this is what I'm feeling. And now, I'm looking at this ring, and I'm looking at it, and it also looks like a snake. This person may own snakes. He may be he or she, even she could have, actually, she may have owned snakes, because, you know, this is very red and fiery. She may have had a pet snake, but I feel like a snake has got a, is significant in some way as well, because the more I look at it, the more it looks like a snake. I'll see if I can get anything else. I feel like that this woman, because these hands, I keep looking at the hands on the top of the woman's hands, look beautiful. I think she had very beautiful, elegant hands, but she had small hands like I have. I've actually got really small hands, and I think she was very self-conscious about it. And you used to reassure her that her hands were beautiful, and you always used to kiss her all over her hands, and used to make her laugh and giggle like a young girl. I really can see that. I feel like she may often, I feel like she could have worn scarves in her hair too. I mean, I know this is a banner across there, but I feel like she might have been the type that used to like to wear a scarf and have it on the side, you know, have a knot on the side and hanging down. I feel like she used to do that as well. I'm just looking. I just want to make sure I get as much as I can, because this person has waited a long time to get this message out. I don't think I'm getting anything else out of this at all. But she really, really loves you, like, really, really loves you. It makes me want to cry when I say it. Really, really loves you. Death has not separated you. Just to remain open. And I know you're going to get this sign, and I know it. And I really hope that whoever this message is for, they will actually do a response to it. If they don't want to do it publicly, if they could just email me. I always provide my emails at the end of the video and down below in where to find me. So if you're not comfortable, you know, saying something in public, please feel free to get in contact with me privately. I'd be more than happy, you know, to discuss it and to help you in any way that I can. Truly, truly, I would. I also get a feeling, because when I'm looking at this whole picture, it almost looks like a picture frame. I feel like that, or a window, actually, is what I was going to say. I feel like that you sit and you look out the window a lot, and you look at the sky. There's lots of sky in this. I feel like that you literally look at the sky all the time. And I do feel you talk to her in your mind. And also, because I said picture it the first time, I think there is a picture on the wall that kind of, a funny way, might look similar to this. I don't know. It's not going to be exactly the same, but there's some type of element in here. Maybe it's the hands. Maybe you had a cast of her hand put in plaster, both your hands together, and it's hanging on the wall. Because the hands really, really attract me, so you might have had something like that done. Because I do know that if you donate your organs, often that they will do that for you. They will take a cast of your loved one's hand, so you've got something for them. And I feel like maybe that could have been what you did, and you often put your hand on her hand, on top of her hand. My hand feels doing this, feels really, really heavy and really, really tingly. I really feel there is, sorry, I really cried then. And the smoke, you've got no idea how heavy it is now. I really feel that you do that a lot. I feel you do that a lot. Yeah, I think that's it. But I just want to take my time, so bear with me looking at the card, because I really, or both, because I'm still looking at this one. I really want to make sure that I get everything that I can across as much as I can. And I'm wondering, because I'm attracted to the ring again and to the silver, was there a diamond ring that you got? Well, obviously, if you were married or even just engaged, is there a diamond ring that you wear either on around your neck, or you actually wear it on your pinky? You don't care what people think, and I feel like you play with it a lot. You spin it around. Like I do that with my wedding. You know, I spin it around a lot. I'm wondering if you do that as well. I think that's it. That's all I can get out of that card. But I just want to see if there's a final message from this spirit, because I truly, truly want to help. And I'm just trying to think which card to use. But I think the Marielle again. And the reason I say that, because the backs of it have got the snake and it's got the circle. And I said she may have owned a snake. So let's see. Is there any other message you would like to give to your loved one? No, that's not right. I always know when it's not right. It's a funny thing, hey? Is there anything else that you would like your loved one to know right now? Final message. What's this one here? I don't know. I did get kind of got 3. I think I need to go with the 3. Oops. Okay. Oh, this is very interesting. All right. So I've got the Emperor. This is a final message. I've got the Queen of Swords. Now remember I said about feathers. Now this is a crow, but it's interesting the feathers are there. So if you are finding grey feathers, or you know, and you're thinking you're gone mad, you haven't. It's that eye. It's her trying to get across to you. She's watching over you. And then we've got the 4 of Swords, and like I said, your sorrow is keeping you from being open to her messages. You need to meditate and go within. But then again, there is the sky, so I do feel like you look out that window and you sky gaze a lot. And also with the Emperor, that she's letting you know you are in control of your feelings, but not to be too in control. Actually, no, that's not the message. You're too in control of your feelings, so that's why you are not getting her messages of love across. You are not getting them because you're too in control. You need to drop that sword down, let your barrier down, so that her message comes to you freely. Because even though this will be the the final, the only message that I'll do for her on your behalf, it's not going to stop just because I've just done this one video. She's going to constantly keep trying to get in contact with you. And there's even, actually, now that I look at the 4 of Swords, there's even birds in the sky as well. So, actually, the Emperor as well. So there's birds everywhere. So I do feel like feathers are some, she's leaving you feathers. I mean, I don't even know if she had birds. She could have had pet birds too. I don't know. But that's it. That's it for this spirit message. So it was very unexpected and very different. Like I said, if anybody who knows who this person is and they're not prone to watching YouTube videos, to get them to watch it if you feel you know who this message is for, because this spirit, this lady, has been wanting to get this message out for many, many years now. And I really want it to get to the right person. I truly, with all my heart, this is my Christmas wish, that whoever this spirit message is for will get it, okay? I really want them to get it. They don't need to put a comment on my video. They can email me in private, however they want to do it. But if you feel you know who this message is for, please let them know. So I do feel it's for Hans and Mary. that they were a married couple, and you know, we'll just leave it at there until next time. This is Tracy, and if you like these types of videos, I've got other spirit messages that I put out. I didn't actually think I was going to be doing one this year. I thought maybe next year, because I haven't really felt the pull to do one. I only ever do it when I feel the pull to do it, because it's not something I like to force. So, you know, I have got a few spirit messages in a playlist. So if you do like it, you know, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And until next time, this is Tracy.